nous allons assister à une conversation, enfin un speech, un débat de Rainforest Alliance présentant leurs expériences en Amérique centrale. Alors, ça va être en anglais. Donc, Aude et John, vous allez traduire de l'anglais au français. Merci. Ceux qui ne parlent pas l'anglais, donc je vous encourage à avoir des casques. Il se pourrait qu'il y ait quelques mots en espagnol. Et là, il faudra une traduction au français ou une traduction à l'anglais, mais on se débrouillera. Il se pourrait qu'il y ait quelques mots en maya, en langue maya, et là, on n'y pourra rien. Là, on n'y pourra rien, donc il faudra imaginer ce que vont dire nos amis. Mais il y aura quelques mots en maya, pas beaucoup plus. Hein. Donc, alors, une demande à tous ceux qui auront des casques. S'il vous plaît, ramenez les casques, ne partez pas avec. On en a perdu hier 3 ou 4. Enfin, c'est vous qui me l'avez dit. Ah, vous avez failli les perdre alors. Donc, vous ne les avez pas perdus. Veronica, ¿no sentate? Bon, je ne monopolise pas plus la parole. Je passe le micro à Santiago, qui est le directeur de Rainforest Alliance au Mexique.
Merci Benoît. Bonjour à tous. I'm going to speak in English. I think it will be easier for me. But first, I would like to thank you, all of you, and the ITBT for the welcoming and this opportunity to share some of our thoughts and our work in Selva Maya. Yeah, so just to start, I would like to give you some context about Selva Maya. I don't know if all of you have been familiar with the Selva Maya region, right? But the Selva Maya region is one of the most important ecological systems in the world. It's extending from the southeast of Mexico across Belize and the north of Guatemala. It is the second largest continuous rainforest in the Americas, covering over 40 million hectares. So it is huge. This mega diverse ecosystem is home of the emblematic species and protected areas vital for ecosystem services and carbon capture. Beyond the region's amazing landscape and notable natural value, there's also the Selva Maya is also a home of a rich culture that is stemming from indigenous Mayan customs and experiences. Today, while the jungle has overtaken many of the physical signs of Mayan civilization, the Mayan people maintain a strong presence across the region with a culture intimately connected to the region's natural ecology. So that as a context, it's just to start the conversation. And I would like to invite now to Celso and Byron. Well, Celso Chan is coming from Mexico. He's a member of the PetCacap Ejido, and he also is organizing a hub of ejidos to trade, to have better industry for the timber species, and doing a great effort trying to put these new products into the market. And Byron Hernandez is representative of the Carmelita concession in Guatemala. So I'm not going to be the person who shares with you all the experience that we have in the Selva Maya. Are going to be them. And among us, there's also some other stakeholders and great people who has been backing all this effort. There's Mark, there is Juliana, Carlos, who is part of the Rainforest Alliance, Jose Roman, Emmanuel, Vero, Pedro. No, well, all of them are representative of governments, other NGOs, traders. So I just want to thank you all of them also, because at the end, what I think that we should do is just open the floor for some questions and final remarks that we can um, um, that we can direct to some conclusions with them. So right now, and to keep the conversation, I would like to give the word to Byron and Celso, so they can tell us a little bit more about how is the forest management within the Selva Maya, and what are the benefits of this sustainable forest community management for the local economies and ecosystems, right? And then what are the challenges that they are facing and how they are overcoming them. I'm gonna give the word to Celso.
Bueno. Buen día, muchas gracias. Para mí es un placer estar con ustedes. Les voy a compartir un poquito de Maya.
Hello, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm going to share a few words in Mayan.
Kima kiwolin talin shimpate shwaye ta que tas que conte shumpitiche que meyahtik te Carlon. Buenos días, me da mucho gusto venir a visitarlos. Queremos venderles un poco de madera que trabajamos en nuestra zona maya.
And what he said is, good morning, everyone. It's really good here to be here, and we're here to present some of the work that we do in Selva Maya, and also to sell some timber here.
Primero me gustaría decirles que nuestra madera es trabajado por comunidades. Llevamos ya unos 40 años trabajando el manejo forestal en nuestra comunidad. Contamos con 50,000 hectáreas de selva que están en buen proceso de manejo.
So we have been trading timber for over 40 years, and the community that I represent has more than 50,000 hectares, where we have the different products that positively impact the people that live in the community.
Para nosotros es muy importante participar en estos eventos. Nuestra comunidad está muy lejos de por acá, pero tenemos el compromiso de hacer un manejo sustentable y eso genera mucho beneficio, tanto para mantener la cultura maya viva como para promover el manejo forestal.
It is very important for us to come to events like this, although it is a little bit far away from where we are. It's still important for our community, and we want to show our commitment that we have to conserve our forests, and also to talk more about our forest management.
Para nosotros es un reto entrar al mercado europeo. Quisiéramos poder estar vendiendo nuestros productos con ustedes y pueden tener la garantía de que toda la madera que nosotros procesamos viene de buen manejo forestal y promueve el desarrollo de las comunidades mayas.
For us, to access the European market is a challenge, but you can make sure that we do sustainable forest management, and that the timber that you could source from us comes from a sustainable source.
¿Quieres hablar de los productos?
Traemos una serie de muestras
con madera, con acabados. Trabajamos, podemos vender tabla, pero también trabajamos productos terminados. Hacemos pisos, hacemos duela para forrar paredes, y hacemos todo tipo de muebles con la madera. Nuestra madera emblemática o la madera que más se comercializa en nuestra zona es el salam.
So I'm just going to do a quick summary here. Celsa comes from a forest community in Quintana Roo that is part of the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, which is the north part of the Selva Maya. And he's member of a community called Petcaca. And in that community, as well as being a member of that community, Celso also has an enterprise where we supply timber to the real estate in the Caribbean side of the Yucatan Peninsula, where we have places like Cancun, Tulum, that are currently growing a lot, and there is a lot of new developments being built there. So Celso supplies timber to most of those developments, and here are some of the samples of the timber species that he supplies. He wants to show the first one. I'm going to pass this around. Is the salam species, and that species is being used in most of the developments in the Caribbean area of Mexico. So he not only buys from different ejidos in the Yucatan Peninsula, but he also transforms the road timber into this, and also works very closely with the different developers in the region. So I'm going to just pass this around, and the species that he's talking about is salam, and they use it for decking and also for interior walls. Okay.
Thanks, Celson.
Una promoción. El primero que me compre incluye un viaje a Tulum o a Cancún.
So what he's saying is that the first person that buys from him, he will include a trip to Tulum and Cancun from here.
Gracias, Celso. Now I'm gonna pass the word to Byron, so he can share with us a little bit more about the forestry management in Guatemala.
Buenos días a todos, un gusto poder estar aquí. Vengo de Guatemala. Al norte de ese país existe una comunidad que se llama Carmelita dentro de la Reserva La Biosfera Maya. Contamos con 53.797 hectáreas de bosque certificado.
Hello, my name is Byron. I come from the north of Guatemala, that is also part of Selva Maya. The community that I come from is called Carmelita, where we manage over 50,000 hectares of land, and they are FSC certified.
Quiero comentarles así un poco rápido que esta comunidad tiene más de 100 años de existir. Es la última al norte de Guatemala, y sus pilares de la fundación de la comunidad fue justamente la conservación de los recursos a través de el aprovechamiento de lo no maderable, ¿verdad? Y actualmente tenemos 27 años de trabajar madera, tenemos 25 años de certificación forestal, y nuestra zona está sectorizada en 4 áreas, ¿verdad? Que es de manejo forestal, es de área de conservación, el casco urbano, y un área específicamente para actividades agropecuarias.
Okay, so our community is one of the oldest in the north of Guatemala. What we have been there for over 50 years. Is the last one up in the north of the country. And apart from the different things that we trade in the community, we also trade non-timber forest products, and so they were the first concession to get the contract from the government in the north of Guatemala, and that was given to them 27 years ago, and they obtained the FSC certification 25 years ago, and now have just got a new contract with the government for another 25 years.
Actualmente formamos la cooperativa 194 asociados y trabajamos lo que es la madera, les mencionaba, y a la vez contribuimos a la conservación de los recursos del bosque, ¿verdad? A través de monitoreo de amenazas. Y algo muy importante es que tenemos el plan de manejo integral que abarca lo maderable y no maderable. Tenemos 8 especies no maderables que están ahí pendientes, ¿verdad? Porque no tenemos mercado hasta el momento. Actualmente aprovechamos 33 especies de madera, pero las más comerciales han sido la caoba, el pucté, el manchiche.
So currently we have nearly 200 members that are part of this concession. And from all the different species, there are 8 timber species that we're not making use of because there isn't a market for them. So we're mainly trading 20 species, mainly mahogany and cedar. And as part of the forest management book that we do in the concession and as part of the FSC certification, we do biodiversity service in the community to make sure that we comply with the FSC regulations. So here are some of the samples of the timber that we have in the community.
También estamos trabajando maderas exóticas con volúmenes un poco bajos, ¿verdad? Pero muy relevantes e impactantes al momento de la construcción. Hacemos deck, forro, machimbre, casas completas. Hemos trabajado también, ¿verdad? Entonces el propósito es poder posesionar estas especies acá en Europa.
So among the different products that we have decking and other products for walls. We have products where we can cover whole houses. So here I'm going to show you some of the different species that we have. Sorry, I don't know the names in English of all the different products that he mentioned. But what we are going to do, if you can register in this QR code, we can send you all the details of different timber species. I'm going to put it here, of the different timber species that there are in the region. And also, Celso and Byron will get back to you if you have any specific questions about the products that they supply.
Usted contribuye, ¿verdad? Para poder nosotros seguir conservando, contribuye para manejamos 2 equipos, uno de control y vigilancia y uno de prevención y control de incendios forestales. Nuestros recursos obviamente van dirigidos también para la conservación de los recursos. Es la manera de cómo nosotros le devolvemos al bosque lo que nos permite, ¿verdad? Recibir hasta el momento. Algo bien importante que de nuestros recursos también nosotros nos enfocamos al apoyo social a nivel de la comunidad y hablemos de la educación, de la salud. Actualmente contamos con becas de nivel medio y estamos iniciando con carreras universitarias. Es algo que sale de nuestros recursos, ¿verdad? 0 incendios en ese lugar.
So we have 2 teams in the community, one to prevent fires, and another one that surveys the area. So all the money that we get from the products that we sell in the community, they go for these two teams, and also we give some resources for the community people. So we help them with scholarships for people to go to university, and we have kept the fires in Carmelita to nearly zero in the region.
Contamos con la certificación forestal, algo muy importante. Tenemos la prórroga de contrato por 25 años más, ya llevamos 2 años en este nuevo contrato, ¿verdad? Es una garantía de que le podemos darle cumplimiento al mercado que se requiera en este tiempo que tenemos. Es importante mencionar que la garantía de nuestros productos pues está bajo la certificación del FSC. Y en Guatemala pues está el Consejo Nacional de Áreas Protegidas, CONAP, que también hace un trabajo bien importante en inspeccionar la labor que nosotros realizamos.
So all the forest concessions in Guatemala, in order to have a contract, they need to comply with one thing. They have to have a type of certification. In this case, Carmelita has the FSC certification, and they had the first contract, like I mentioned earlier, 27 years ago, and they achieved the certification 25 years ago. That contract ended 2 years ago, and they renewed the contract with the government 2 years ago. So they now have another 23 years to go. So what this means is that they can ensure buyers that they will have a continuous supply of timber from Carmelita for the next 23 years of FSC certified timber. The other thing is the work that they do in the concession. They work really closely with the nature protected areas of Guatemala, and they are also the ones that have some of the regulations for forest management in the country.
Uno de los grandes retos que tenemos es, bueno, primero la posesión del mercado de ciertas especies acá en Europa, ¿verdad? De esa manera también le garantizamos nosotros al mismo bosque poder seguir guardándolo, resguardándolo cada temporada de incendios forestales. Nosotros solo en prevención invertimos más del $500,000 de quetzales. Estamos hablando de unos $50,000, y eso significa mucho para nosotros. No tenemos incendios porque nos beneficiamos del bosque, ¿verdad? Estamos acostumbrados a conservar. Y el gran reto es seguir vendiendo para obtener mayores recursos y poder no solo invertir en el ambiente, sino en la educación de nuestra gente, de nuestro pueblo.
So so Carmelita, like I mentioned before, with the fire fighting team that they have to prevent fires in the region. They spent about $50,000 a year for fire protection, and there is a change here from before they had the concession 27 years ago to now. Fires have gone down to nearly zero, which is something that the community has understood, and they are benefiting from the different products that they're selling. So timber, the main one. I'm just adding some other things here quickly. So the community receives about 80% of their income comes from the timber that they trade, and the other 20% comes from tourism and other non-timber forest products. Non-timber forest products such as ramon seeds, honey, and other products. Yeah.
Agradecerles su atención y también a sus amigos aquí de Rainforest Alliance por esta oportunidad, y esperamos que un día muy pronto, ¿verdad?, tengamos noticias de poder comercializar hacia Europa. Gracias.
Thank you very much, everyone, and we hope to welcome you one day in Guatemala. Thank you.
Thank you, Byron and Celso. We have some minutes left, so I would like to take and come back with some thoughts that I recovered from the conversation, and open the floor to some questions and answers here. So one of the challenges that came to address was how can we better position community-based managed tropical timber in European markets, and what will be the role of some traceability tools or certification tools. So I don't know, Juliana, Mark, Scott, if you would like to add something, any about that? Yeah.
Hello, my name is Juliana Mutis, and we are also working with Celso and implementing a traceability system. And I think that considering the new regulation, the zero deforestation European regulation, that requires that all timber, among other products that get into the European Union, prove that comes from a zero deforestation production system. I think traceability will bring benefits in terms to show the sustainable management of forest and actually put it in value, and also to introduce new species, as Celso explained, some species that they work with that are actually not well known in the European market, but some traceability systems could actually give more value to those species and those that sustainable management of the forest.
Can I go first, Scott? Yeah. Thank you all. My name is Mark van Bentum. I work at Probos Wageningen, and we also work with the Selva Maya team. What we see is that it is quite difficult for them to enter the European market, while on the other hand, they have a great story to tell. And especially this storytelling about this 25 years of sustainable forest management, about not having forest fires for all those years. That is the story we intend to bring to more the final end users, and then connect them to trade. So I think the storytelling part, what you are doing, and we have to have the technical stuff in order, but the storytelling part is really important.
Thank you, Mark. And I'll pick up on the storytelling part. So in Carmelita, either today or tomorrow, there's a group of woodworking students from Ireland who are traveling to Carmelita. And this is part of a program that some here in the room are involved in, but it's part of the building awareness through the cultural dimension. So these are students that are practicing high-end design and furniture making and design in Ireland, who have been exploring the use of tropical timber, which is a new concept for their school. This is a school in Galway in Ireland. And the idea that timber can be part of a conservation story that is so well demonstrated by this concession, Carmelita, and its sister concession of Washington and others in the region. So this is a European perspective, which is actually, oh wow, maybe tropical timber could actually be a positive thing, and let's get to know it better. And so we're just excited that the long history of performance on maintaining forests is getting out there. The world is getting to know it, and we need to keep building. I think to answer the question, keep building those bridges. Those narrative bridges. So we hope that this small group of students will come home back to Ireland. They're actually part of a movement in Ireland to change the procurement policies for a county region in Ireland to include sustainable tropical timber as part of their the municipal procurement. So between the laws and the stories and the experience, we really hope that we can build that movement and support and buy more wood from these sources that are supporting the conservation itself.
Thank you, Scott, Mark. Yeah, and I think you nail it, because I think what we were envisioning as a sustainable market for the Selva Maya, it's an effort not just to bring the value within the products that we are offering. It's going beyond that to expose and showcase the real value that it's within the Selva Maya, that it's going beyond not just the products or the timber. It's going through the culture that it's nurturing right now, the Mayan culture, the natural heritage that we're preserving there. So I think you nail it. And yeah, just to keep the conversation, we have convened also with government institutions. We have seen that their role it's key to help push this process. So right now, I would like to ask to Pedro here, who is representative of the government of the state of Quintana Roo, if you can share with us some thoughts about the regulation and also the positive incentives that the government, the local government, it's putting into the table to help mobilize all these community-based enterprises in the Selva Maya.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure for me to be here with you all, and I'm thrilled that to have this conversation. From the state government point of view, we have three different approaches, which are quite interesting. The first one will be the conservation one, the environmental one. The second one will be the agricultural one. And the third one is ours, our business, is the economic one. And we as Secretary of Economic Development, we want them to make business, and the best business that they can, the best business that they can even dream of, because the land that covers our rainforest or forest, they have different types of uses. So we must have that, we must support that this particular use of the rainforest is the most profitable for them in order to preserve it. That's our main goal, and we are committed to that. So we want them to give them all the support in order to make business, which is not a simple issue. We have to make transform mindsets to add value to the wood, as you all want to do here in this fair. So we are very glad to work together with Rainforest Alliance, with all of you, in order to make the best business possible to the communities, because we think that this is one of the best ways to achieve the sustainable development in our state, in order to the forest to not disappear. So glad to be here, and I don't know if I respond to questions some sort. We are committed to that. So we have several programs that we want to implement it to the communities, and we are working on it with Celso, and we are glad to be here.
Thank you, Pedro, for these insights. We are running out of time, so I just want to open the floor if there is any questions from the people, the public, the audience. If not, there are some minutes left. If Emmanuel, Alejandro, Jose Roman would like to say something, to add something.
If there is no question, I would like to say that in terms of sustainable management and forest conservation, the best strategy that we have been seeing is giving the communities the rights to manage the natural resources, because they have shown that they can manage in the right way the resources and protect the forest and the biodiversity while they are generating income and livelihoods to have better condition in the communities. So congratulations both Mexico and Guatemala for doing that such great job.
Thank you.
Can you hear me? Yeah. I just want to add something here, which I think is very important for us. 2 years ago, we were here with some representatives from Mexico representing Selva Maya, and this year we are here again with more representatives now from Guatemala and Mexico, or the stakeholders like the government, the private sector. Here's Celso representing his company in the Yucatan Peninsula. We have been talking to different buyers. We know that some species are now entering CITES in the next coming years, and there will be some lesser known timber species from Selva Maya that might be of interest in the European markets. So we want to engage in conversations with you to promote these timber species. One of them, which we are able to trade in Mexico but not in Guatemala, is Manilcara sapota, which is the chewing gum tree, and that is the hardest timber species that we have in the region. And the Mayan culture use it in their temples, and we can still find it in some archaeological sites. So I'd like to thank everyone for being here, and we would like to hear more about you talking about Selva Maya, and we will be more than happy to send you more information on what we're doing, on what the work of Cities for Forest with Scott here, Probos, ATIBT, Minkadev, Sede, which is the Minister for Economics and Development in Quintana Roo. We're here to engage with you, and we'll be more than happy to answer any more questions.
Yeah, thank you all for your time, your attention. Oh, we hope that you enjoyed this conversation with Celso and Byron and also our colleagues. Let's keep the conversation going, so you can stay in touch with us. There is the QR code, and we can also bring you information about the species and the catalog that we have to offer.
One other thing, which I think if you're interested after all these conversations, we are organizing a business encounter in November, and that will take place in the north of Guatemala, that is Petén, where we will visit some private enterprises, forest enterprises, community enterprises in the north of Guatemala and also in Quintana Roo. So we'll share more information to those that register in that link. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you to Benoit and all the team of the ATBT for hosting this panel, for letting us host this panel. Thank you, Benoit. Merci, Benoit.
No, thank you to you. Tomorrow at 12, I don't know if you spoke about the next meeting on Selva Maya tomorrow. At 12, we will present the project I'll Invest that we conduct with Quintana Roo, with Campeche, with Conservation International, now with Minkadev, because I understood you could succeed to the project. So tomorrow, 12 to 12:45, we'll have a new nice meeting on Selva Maya. And you will have to prepare a lot of containers for Europe. Be careful, because you have big success.
Celso already offered a trip to Cancun and Selva Maya, so
Celso, I bought you the first. Okay, thank you everybody. Thank you to you, Jose Roman. You want to say something, maybe? Yes? Emmanuel, you spoke enough? Okay, thank you very much. See you tomorrow to continue on Selva Maya issues and thematics. Bye-bye.